The cans.
You gotta love you're a man who loves his cans.
Well, okay. Didn't think we'd get there that early.
You're always talking about cans.
Yeah.
Andrew texted me about cans yesterday.
Yeah, what'd he say?
Okay, we don't need to talk about That's an off mic.
He came, Andrew came to New York to look at titties.
He's keeping a list.
Hey, Dave
going,
Chappelle made a whole sketch about that.
Oh yeah, New York boobs.
Yeah.
Remember that? Joe Rogan.
Was he in that?
Yeah, he is. He just goes like, Joe Rogan, what do you think of these New York boobs? And Joe
wow.
Rogan's like, DMT is cool. I feel very Rogan right now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, this is crazy, guys. Welcome to Group Chat. This is the first episode. It's where I go through bullshit I would talk about on a Facebook group chat. And yeah, I swear on this, all right?
Oh, wow.
If you're going to ask, can we swear? You better fucking believe it, buddy.
Wait, Robbie, can we swear on this?
No.
Okay.
And yes, I just cussed. I'm here with two, but I thought, what better way? Two buddies I actually haven't talked to in a while, like substantively, but they're buddies nonetheless. Greg Warner and Andrew Caudill, the boys from Los Angeles, are here.
What's up, Robbie?
Hey, how's it going?
It's Andrew, just so we can differentiate
This is Greg.
voices.
Yeah, we don't want a Tuesdays with Stories. This just both sound. Mark Normand. Joe List. Like the same.
Well, I feel like they're distinctive, but we don't need to get into that.
I love those guys.
I don't want to argue about other podcasts.
So I wanted to get Andrew here because he's in town for the week. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
How you liking it?
It's good, man. You know, just checking out the sights. I saw Teddy Roosevelt's house today.
Really?
Yeah, it was closed. Like, it's a museum.
It's just a guy named Teddy Roosevelt.
But I just, I took some blurry pictures. I could never take good pictures on my phone.
Yeah.
And I was just.
What do you want to do with those pictures, man?
I don't know, man. Just like
Just look at them later, dude, on the plane.
I've been to New York a few times before, and I never really went to any of the sites, So
Yeah.
I went to Federal Hall, where I don't know if any of this is interesting.
No, this is great.
I went to Federal Hall where George Washington was sworn in as president. It was our original.
I've been there.
It's our original capital. It's
Yeah.
like right on Wall Street.
It's around here, Wall
Yeah.
Street. We're on Wall Street because I wanted to be
Yeah.
I'm a big wig. As
They have like a museum in there. It was cool. They had the Bible that he was sworn in on.
Oh, really?
Not to turn this into a history podcast.
Was this trending on Twitter today? Or is this
I heard he got sworn in on the Quran.
Yeah.
on a Quran written on hemp, dude?
All right.
Is
Guys,
George
don't
Washington
bang stuff on the
canceled
table.
yet?
You can hear it. Yeah, he is a cis straight white man.
Yeah.
I
I mean, he owned a
did
lot
he
of
own
slaves. He owned a lot of slaves.
Isn't the story that he kept them until he died, and then he told his wife to free them?
I don't know which founding father. This would be a great podcast, just guys that don't know.
What man? I watched Lincoln passively this week. I know a lot about history. All right.
But it was fun, I
Did
walked up and down Wall Street.
Have you heard about the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, I've heard about it. Don't know a lot about it. Don't know the story behind it.
I think the French gave it to us.
Yeah, I didn't like Lincoln because his Daniel Day-Lewis, his voice is too high. Is that what he really sounded like?
Apparently, that's how he really sounded.
Is that just like, I'm Abraham Lincoln? Oh, is that how he sounded? I wanted him to sound just like Daniel Plainview. I wanted that, you know? Free the slaves. Free them now, H.W.
Was Lincoln Spielberg's last movie?
No, he did The Post, which
Post,
I thought was about my Facebook.
Okay. Man, this is what we talk about on group chat.
You guys seem to really not want to be here right now.
No, we do.
Now let's get into it, man. What topics are we
We're ready
covering
to-
besides
yeah.
Andrew's historical interests in New York
I
City?
wanted to do an interview first,
Okay.
really lay the groundwork because
Okay.
I'm gonna get a lot of big guests on here later, like Brandon Garner. No one knows who that is. But I think the listeners, you guys are both really, really funny comedians. I always really like watching you guys and
thank you,
mics and
Robbie.
stuff like that, of course. And Greg, you just turned.
I just turned
turned
30,
30.
man. Yeah.
How's it feel, you old piece of shit?
It feels pretty old, and also the same.
I'm dreading 30 soon. I'm turning 28 next month, and I'm just like, I hate how close I am.
It's
to
definitely
30.
like 2 to 3 months of acceptance. So when it happens, you're just like, all right, well, here we are.
Yeah.
I'm like 3 months from 30, but I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
I don't feel too bad about it.
You have a beard now.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I
have
was
a
gonna say
beard.
you look ready, man.
Do you feel different, Greg?
Does anyone ever feel different after a birthday?
30 is a big one though.
I guess so. I think I'm forcing any feelings of difference out. So
It is weird because it's the first birthday since my 21st birthday that I feel like importance attached.
Yeah.
22 to 29, it's like who cares?
I also am considerably less successful by like standard measures than I was when I was like 24.
Yeah. I feel like I peaked early. Like when I was in college, like some of my friends were burnouts who just didn't go to like or went to like shitty community college. I got to go home and be like, I'm fucking look at me, I'm who's killing it. And now they've like
I'm sure you were very popular when you told them that.
Yeah, no. Look, the term fat piece of shit is thrown around a lot. At me.
Wait, Greg, do you not feel successful compared to like people you went to people of your same
No,
age?
I feel more successful than most of those people. I feel like
I think that's the whole goal,
if I
right?
didn't do stand-up, I would be a more successful person professionally, but
yeah, I
that's
kind of
not
feel
the point. Yeah.
I feel the same. I mean, I'd be in what would you do? Like law school, business school, anything like
No,
that?
I think I would keep working for like I worked for this website and like did UI UX and helped design it, and I was learning and I had a salary job and now I walk dogs. So
Wait, did you create the Facebook?
I was a founder of it, dude. Yeah.
He got fired when he
yeah.
insisted on keeping the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was the holdout. He's like, either it's the Facebook or I walk.
they
Someone,
cut,
someone mentioned to me the other day that the social network really needs to be updated. They need to do like a sequel.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's such a weird version of it now, knowing what we know about Facebook.
I know, right? It needs a sequel.
Yeah.
I remember when it was first announced, the arc of that was like, oh, a Facebook movie?
Yeah.
Facebook? That was like back when it was like, it was like a joke. And then it came out and people were like, oh, they like make him look too evil. Because like Mark Zuckerberg wasn't very well known. And like Jesse Eisenberg played him kind of like this. And he's like evil and he's like evil and he's out to be evil. And then Mark Zuckerberg would go out at like conferences and be like, oh, I'm kind of a dope. Oh, so I liked the movie. And now we realized he's like more evil than that original character.
Yeah, they're like comically. It's not just they're evil; they seem comically inept. Like they keep having to admit to like security leaks or like password leaks and all that stuff. And
yeah, they're like a mixture of incompetent. Like they'd be more evil if they were like more competent.
well, like when all that Russian hacking stuff or not hacking. I'm conflating things, but like when the Russians were posting on Facebook. Not just one Russian guy. Look, just read the Mueller report. You get the idea.
And we will be breaking it down line by line later in this podcast.
But wait, Greg, did I cut you off?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Do you remember people thought 2 years ago Zuckerberg was going to run for president? Like that was like that was honestly being floated around.
I truly don't understand anyone that wants a billionaire to be president. I don't get that thing of like, well, Trump's president, so why not have a Democratic billionaire?
Well, I am donating all my money to Howard Schultz, his campaign. Please run, Howard.
Didn't he tweeted, I'm seriously considering a centrist campaign for president or
Yeah,
something. It was like the least exciting thing.
He's like threatening a run for president, which is never what you never want to like be holding people hostage with
Yeah.
a campaign.
What a worldview to be like, well, he's a CEO of Starbucks, so like he must be able to do stuff. Like that's such a crazy view of the world.
It's because like, it's weird because I also feel like, is he that public of a billionaire or is he just like
I think he was like in some commercials or something. I don't know.
like Jared from Subway?
Yeah. He was in the Verizon.
Why doesn't he run?
commercials. Yeah, I mean, hey. What Jared
happened to that
Yeah.
guy? What's Jared up to these days? Hit up old Fogel.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Howard Schultz hasn't officially announced he's running yet, right?
No, he keeps like hinting at it. That's the other thing I don't understand about these candidates, like Biden too. It's like, what are you waiting for, man?
Biden's really edging with his like he's like slow jerking, like you know what it feels like with Biden? It feels like he's like trying like when the pool is too cold and you like stick one foot in and slowly get it. You know what I mean? It's like it's a very old man way of announcing to run. I'm gonna ease right into it.
Yeah. I just saw a report that he's going to announce at Charlottesville that he's running for president.
What?
Which would be
What a
such
great-
a weird move.
He hugs Richard Spencer.
He smells his hair.
There's no Nazi America. There's no not. There's only America.
Yeah, I just feel like Biden could ride off in the sunset and he'd be fine. I don't know why he needs to run for president.
I have been reading that. Well, besides Bernie, he's like the only one that is matching up to Trump in the general in terms of like polling.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
So maybe he's
at this
like,
point.
maybe he thinks like, oh, Bernie, like I don't know.
I mean, he was a vice president, and usually a vice president would run at the end of their term, but then his, like, well, now this is sad, but his son, like, died in 2012 or something.
Right.
I think he
And
regrets that, man, because I think he would
Killing his son.
Yeah. Yes. He regrets it.
Man, that's going to be great Oppo research against him that he killed his son.
Yeah.
I'd say bad optics.
He's just been around so long. Like, he started in
Yeah.
politics before, like, Pete Buttigieg was alive.
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson was alive.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
he
mean,
also had that scandal where he plagiarized something.
Yeah.
he's been around so long. It was like he voted against desegregation or something like that.
Yeah, well, when he
That is like, I mean, people like, are you shocked by that? I was like, I'm shocked he's that fucking old.
Yeah.
Wasn't that 100 years ago? I'm not smart.
Yeah, he's got a lot of things that I just like from his vice presidency. I'd be like, oh yeah, Joe Biden's a good guy. He's had a great career of
Right.
like public service. But now it's like the longer you're around, just more shit comes out.
Especially in
about
the age of social media, I feel like you don't want to. Like now, if you have any, if you're up for president, I feel like there's way more scrutiny than ever. There's always a lot of
Yeah.
scrutiny, but like all these Biden like videos, that's all because
Yeah, I
of
think
social
that's gonna
media and the
kill him,
internet.
man.
Yeah.
He should not run.
Yeah.
he just shouldn't.
I would like
run.
him to hug me. I'm very lonely.
And he
My
like
grandfather shakes my hand.
he gave like a speech like a week or two ago, and he like hugged his son, not his
Yeah,
son,
it's
but like a
the
relative.
child, like, the
Yeah.
kid, right?
And he was like,
he
"I
could-
had permission
yeah.
to hug." It's like, what do you think doing bits about this is?
I think
is-
Okay.
I think he thinks he can like Trump. He can out Trump Trump. in
Yeah,
some way.
it's going to be a great roast battle if they get together. That's my thing. Is
Man.
Trump's going to be able to bully Bernie so hard? That's my. I think like
He
that's
can bully anyone, man.
yeah.
like
that's
like
true.
I was thinking about Buttigieg. He's just gonna call him a nerd and like vaguely allude to his sexuality.
Yeah.
My friend Eric, who's not a comedian, so I feel comfortable stealing his bit, said Trump is so good at just like saying whatever, topping anybody with complete lies, like when he said his
Yeah.
dad like was born in Germany or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's gonna say he's gay if he's up against Pete. He's gonna be like, I'm gay, folks. I've always been gay. Okay, I've had a lot of sex with men, folks. I'm gay. All right. This guy, I bet he hasn't even sucked a dick. Total top.
The best gay person.
It's so hard to imagine any of those candidates. I mean, I have no idea how the election's going to go, but like, imagine them in a debate with Trump.
It's hard. I feel like, and I know Twitter's gonna go after me for this, but I don't know. He is best at the campaign part and the debate. Like he's like
I mean, he's perpetually campaigning.
he is. I mean, he truly loves it.
He's
he loves
funny.
it.
He's funny. He's a great shit talker.
Like
He wants to get that hat back on. That's him at his best. I mean, I do think his sort of like core. And again,
I love the idea that he was gonna step down, but he just wants to put the hat back on.
For the folks out there, I do think he's a terrible president. I want to clarify, but I just think
Well, come
that
on.
just to okay, sorry, Robbie. Sorry, I talked about your president that
He's
way.
doing a good job.
But I think like at his core, he enjoys like his favorite moment, probably in his modern life, is a campaign rally where he's like dousing the flame or fanning the flames of some conspiracy theory, and people are cheering him.
Oh my God, he loves doing shows. Like he's like
Yeah.
he like. Well, that's what's amazing is like I'll see him on like I remember doing like the Kavanaugh thing. Like that was like when I was the most like I was like super mad.
Also a bad guy, by the way. Okay.
Right. Well, come on, man.
Also, sorry, Robbie.
No, that was like when I was like the most like feeling very tribal for the Democratic Party. I was like, how could the Republicans be this evil? All this shit,
Yeah.
how, as you do or whatever. And then I see Trump go out on a rally like in the midst of it, and he goes like, Christine Blasey Ford, let me tell you, all right? She's out there. She's like, oh, how'd you get to the party? I don't remember. Who are you with? I don't remember. Where was it? I don't remember. Well, what do you remember? And his guy's like, I was like,
Yeah.
damn, I don't have any bits that well rehearsed or good. He wrote this like this week.
Yeah. I think something about him that's not talked about enough is that he seems miserable being president. Like I think
Absolutely.
he loves campaigning, but I don't know if we've had a president in recent times who's like seems to hate what he does.
No, yeah, but it's not because he doesn't. He thinks he's worthy of it. He thinks
Yeah.
the job. He thinks the office of American presidency is below him,
Yeah.
as like a person.
And I think he thinks politics is lame.
I don't
Yeah.
think he gives a fuck about like America, really. I think he likes it. He wants America to succeed because it'll reflect well on him.
I mean, like the through line of his whole administration is just people that have no idea how government works. Like they're all from the private sector.
Yeah,
and they just don't understand how things work.
I think it's time to break down the Mueller report, and we're going line by line. All right. First of all,
Page
407. But the most amazing takeaway was Trump didn't commit any crimes because his people didn't stop.
Yeah.
It was just like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, it just feels like, first of all, the turnover of the administration is, people don't talk about this, but enough, I feel like. Everyone got fired that he came into office with, except for Steve Miller. He's the only one.
Well, that's also the
and
thing.
Kushner.
That's the thing I wonder about. Why are they so loyal to this guy who will fire them at a moment's notice, and who's they don't seem to from that report even you're like, none of these people seem to really like him. They're all in it for themselves, but why are they working for him?
I think they're trying to ride this wave that he's won on.
Yeah, I think there's two theories. One is like they're in too deep now. Like they're kind of everyone who works for him gets like disgraced out of politics in a weird way. Like there's been some, like I think Mattis might be able to work again, but like, so I think some people are in it because they're like the Paul Ryan argument of like, oh, I wanted to do it to monitor the country, or whatever that was or whatever. I think that's what Romney was trying to do too. I also think there's some people are just like addicted to getting praise from, because like I'll bet when you're in I read that Bob Woodward book or I listened to it. I didn't read it, and they were like, Trump like is great when he like first meets you. He loves you so much. He like loves you, and then the more he gets to know you, the less he likes you. So there's like a weird sweet spot where everyone takes the job when he loves them, and I love this guy. He loves me back.
Well, as long as he can use people, I think he loves them. I mean, it was funny when the Mueller report came out. Like, they started talking well of Mueller, like in the Trump White House. They were like, "Oh, he did his job. He showed that there was no collusion.
Total exoneration.
Total exoneration.
And then like
no obstruction.
And then like when the full report came out, now it's back to he thinks
bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, well, because now it's embarrassing. Because at first they were stoked that it cleared him of crime, but now it's now the argument is how fucking embarrassing it is for him.
Well, it's also
which it is. It's wildly. It doesn't indict him of a crime. He's probably not going to get impeached.
Well, the whole report is just them lying consistently.
Yeah, and it just
I read a little bit of the report, and my favorite thing that I got from it was Donald Trump Jr. getting DMs from WikiLeaks about, and him like going around the campaign asking if anybody could help him like verify that this was like a legit. I just love the idea of like the son of a presidential candidate just checking his Twitter so much he gets this DM. And he's like, should I respond to Guccifer 2.0 or whatever?
Don Jr. needs to log off, man. He is like retweeting
He's extremely
memes.
online.
He is. He tweeted, the Mueller report came out, the full one, and it was so embarrassing for him, and he tweeted out, "Told ya!"
Where's Eric Trump at, by the way? I feel like you don't see him as much.
I remember like SNL when it first came out, like Eric was seen as the dumb one, and Don Jr. was and now we all know. I was saying that I was talking about this in my stand-up a little bit, that Don Jr. is like if Patrick Bateman from American Psycho just kept getting owned, just kept getting like hit in the balls. His wife divorced him. His dad fucking hates him. Like Michael Cohen during that testimony said, Donald Trump thinks Don Jr. has the worst judgment of anyone he's ever met. And Don Jr. watched that and was like, Daddy said that? Because he like one time he was on Fox News and he was like, well, I just want to say I know my father is probably watching, and I just want to say thank you, Dad. I hope I did a good job.
Man, that's
just
so sad.
Like if he wasn't such a contemptible person, I would find so much empathy for the fact that he's just such a rich kid whose dad didn't pay enough attention to him, and he just wants his approval so goddamn bad.
I wonder a lot about what in 50 years people will say about the Trump White House. I mean, it's not going to be good, obviously, but it's just like, how are we even going to justify? Like, how is that even going to be? How are people even going to understand that he got elected?
Dude, well, the fucked up thing is he may have. Fucking made that office so unserious now.
That's true.
This won't be the last.
Do you think we're gonna go back?
I mean, I would think that there'd be some sort of pendulum swing, but who the hell knows? I mean, it's a whole new world now that he's in.
I gotta think that's like what pissed Obama off the most is that him being president is less important.
It almost like invalidates his presidency in a lot of ways.
Kind of everyone's.
If a woman had followed Obama, then it would have been like, oh, Obama was the sea change for diversity in the White House. and then it was literally Donald Trump like right after, which is like
It's fucking crazy.
cartoonish
man,
buffoon white, like a parody of a white man that got elected right
Every
after.
time I see I try to read the news a lot, and every time I see the phrase President Trump, I like cringe a little bit.
I was about to say, every time I'm at the gym, like, because my whole life I've been going to the gym, you know. No, but your whole life you go to public places and you look up at the TV and you see President blank talk, and then every time I see President Trump meets with like Netanyahu, I have like a weird,
joke.
I have a whiplash, and you think we'd like adapt to it because humans are adaptive animals, but it's absolutely bizarre. I was talking to a friend of mine that Donald Trump is one of the most important people to ever live, and that is so stupid. It is so stupid that Donald Trump is going to go down as one of the most important men in history.
Yeah.
Our kids are going to have to learn about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
But dude, that's what I've been saying in my stand-up is that if he doesn't start a war, then he will have a more run-of-the-mill Republican presidency, and he's just a huge asshole and was bad for the culture.
I think that's 100% correct.
And so then maybe we'll be all right, and he won't be that important.
I do think he's. It feels like he's done it feels like he's done some sort of permanent psychological damage on us as a society, though.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like. Just the Twitter aspect of it and the day-to-day exhausting level of it. But I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll turn around and.
Well, he put the culture wars just into overdrive, and it was already really fucking annoying before he got elected. He's made liberals so much more annoying.
But I also,
like, in addition to being horrible,
Sure.
like he's made both sides. Honestly, he's brought out the worst in everybody.
Well, that's the thing is like I feel like we're in the culture is just so unbearable.
It's god awful, and that's why I started a podcast where I go through what's trending on Twitter, an app I hate. I get mad at.
Wait, Greg, did I cut you off? I feel like I'm.
No. You should listen back to it, and you'll see that I'm just sitting here in silence.
Anyways, what's trending out there, Robbie?
Actually, this is right on. Hashtag impeach Donald Trump is trending, and folks,
wow, what a shocker!
I think this is what's gonna do it.
This one feels different.
I think it's gonna.
Is that trending more than the Free Britney? Or sorry, am I stepping on a future?
No, I haven't. But we should talk about that. But we can put a pin on the Trump talk because people want to hear our takes. On Trump.
Sure.
And it's like every day I feel like I see on Twitter like impeach Trump, Trump colluded, Trump's. It's like like. Do people think this is going to work? How is this trending every day? I don't understand.
I think the fact of the matter is there's a lot of dumb people of all opinions.
Yeah.
And so then there's just millions of idiotic liberals, and they fight with idiotic Republicans, and sensible people in the middle are just trying to keep them.
I just don't think the average person knows how the government works. Like,
that's true, man. That's true.
That's why
there's all those statistics about like most people can't name 3 branches or don't know who the fucking speaker of the House is.
There was a poll the other day that like 20% of people don't know who Mike Pence is. It's like, what is happening?
Well, you know what's funny is I consider myself pretty aware. Like I watch the news and read the news, and I've learned so much about how the government works just during the Trump presidency. Like I barely knew what the White House counsel was.
Well, now we know like what who every cabinet member is.
Yeah.
Like remember when we didn't know who the fucking Secretary of Energy was?
That's what's bizarre is like SNL does bits about like Betsy DeVos, the Secretary of Education, which is like who the fuck was the Secretary of Education under Obama? I don't remember.
I know Arnie Duncan was in the first term, but look, we don't need to get into trivia.
I'm sorry, don't bring up Arnie fucking Duncan. But like everyone knows who Betsy DeVos, like everybody. It feels like that was what was bizarre. Just like SNL used to just do broad shit about like strategery and the president, and now it's like okay, so individual cabinet member Steve Bannon is here talking with Jared. It's just like all these like very specific like
who do they have playing Betsy DeVos? Do they have? Is it like Meryl Streep?
It's Kenan Thompson in a wig. I love education.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But I just don't understand. Yeah, it's like all these like, the other dumb liberal thing that I hate is these people who tweet at Trump like every single day.
Yeah,
it's like at a certain point you got to kind of let go a little bit because I don't think that this is work. I don't think he's reading.
I don't think those people are in therapy.
That is what an unsuccessful Donald Trump would do. He would tweet at the president he hated.
He's turned everybody into Trump. I feel like, or at least brought the Trump guys out
toxic.
Well, that's like when
he's turned everyone into conspiracy theorists on both sides, like Pizzagate and like the Russia stuff, there's merit to it, but like Maddow was like like individual like Russian like people or whatever. Like both sides had turned into insane conspiracy theorists. There's all these like grifters out there, just like Trump, like Michael Avenatti and like
dude, Michael,
fucking Dan Bongino.
Avenatti is fascinating to me.
Avenatti's he's been canceled, right?
He's been canceled on a federal level.
He's been legally canceled later, bro.
Arrest and indictment is the ultimate cancellation.
Who could have guessed that guy was a sleazeball? You know. That was another thing. This is in the same vein as the people that like wanted Oprah or Zuckerberg to be president. It's like I didn't understand the people on the left that were like all about Avenatti. It's like he's clearly just a scumbag like lawyer, ambulance chasing lawyer.
His whole thing, when they go low, we go lower. It's like, dude, shut up.
Well, he's trying to like brand himself. He was gonna run for president.
Yeah.
Like the New York Times. I will never forget. This is like the one thing that I am mad at. They did a daily episode of the podcast, a daily like during the heat of the Stormy Daniels thing. They did an episode called "Is Michael Avenatti the Democrats' Future?" And it like was really a puff piece on him. Like he could win.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it interviews all these people like, well, people see him as the Democrat anti-Trump. And it's just like, no. Who the fuck? Who?
Well, I do think
like he's a grifter. It's the same.
Yeah.
I do love that the Mueller report came out and the only guy that got arrested was Michael Avenatti like the next day. That ruled hard.
It feels like he keeps getting charged with like different crimes.
Yeah, is this a new thing? Because yesterday it was like he like embezzled $2 million or something like that.
He's like the new Paul Manafort, where he just like gets out of bed and finds out about the new crime he's being. Paul Manafort too is the funniest character.
His ostrich suit. I was watching interviews with Manafort because I'm obsessed with him too, and he's like, well. I'm fucking guilty, man. Like he is so sleazy. He's like so naked. I was like, how did anyone ever think this guy was anything but? How did Trump hire this guy?
Also, that thing that he got originally convicted of, where they were just going through his like lifestyle and how he was like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and he was using like collateral. I don't know. He was using credit to like buy Yankees season tickets while he was like $200,000 in debt and working for the Ukrainian government.
That's an alpha move.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, start driving for Uber. Like, you gotta start getting your finances in order.
He got such a low sentence, right? Like, I'm not really an expert, but he got like 4.5 years, and he was
he's charged with other things too. He's charged with so many different crimes.
I want to know what happened to that ostrich suit.
Oh man,
didn't he buy an ostrich suit?
Yeah, put that in the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
With Seinfeld's puppy shirt.
A Seinfeld episode about Paul Manafort.
Yeah.
You bought the ostrich suit? I thought it would be good, Jerry. They told me it would look nice. I don't want to wear an ostrich suit.
Oh, man.
Why? Because it's an ostrich suit.
I think that's the other thing about Trump. The part of the psychological damage thing is that we just know about all these scumbags.
Yeah, it's really.
Like, if he had lost, no one would ever remember Paul Manafort.
Alex Jones would still be on YouTube if Trump had lost. I swear to God, Milo would still be out and about. Like Trump winning was the worst thing that could happen. Like Roger Stone. You know what I mean? Like. It's kind of ironic.
It's sort of like the sunlight's the best disinfectant thing. So it's like he brought all these scumbags to the forefront, and now they're getting exposed.
Yeah.
But
you know who said that was Bill Maher.
I like Bill Maher.
Yeah, I do too. Especially certain words he says.
Not everything about him, but he makes good points.
I actually like Bill Maher. Everyone on Twitter seems to like fucking hate his guts or whatever. But like honestly, like people are gonna hate this. But it's like I feel like every other thing. I don't really watch his show that much, but I feel like every other clip I see is just like really just like not very substantive and just like taking just like whatever the mainstream cable news perspective is, and I do kind of respect that he'll like diverge from that.
Also, he will argue with conservatives more effectively than liberals will, and he seems like he wins an argument, I think, from both sides more than like Rachel Maddow, who is only satisfying.
Yeah, she's preaching to her choir.
I think though that like, well, we watched an episode of his.
Yeah, we did.
We watched an episode. We each wrote a list of new rules.
New rule. I'm allowed to say the N-word. Okay.
I used to watch his show every week. My mom is like a huge Bill Maher fan.
Yeah.
And
my ex-stepdad used to watch him too.
And like he is an intelligent guy. He has different takes on things that aren't like conventional wisdom, but there are just like a few things of his that are very annoying. Like the way is just I don't think he's that funny. Is the one?
I don't think anybody does except for him.
He's very unfunny.
Except for him.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like he's been doing comedy for like I mean he's been doing comedy for like what 40 years, and he doesn't know how to deliver a punchline without laughing before.
Yeah. He's also just doing Johnny Carson. I feel like the delivery.
Well,
which
so old school.
I'll date that. Yeah.
But also like he does this thing where I feel like he tries to turn these very like strained opinions into bits. Like he was saying about how like one of his new rules was about how we don't need any more. Let's do a podcast where we just review Bill Maher's new rule.
I just love like one of his new rules, and I have them all down right here. I mean, but one of the new rules.
Well, like he was talking about how we don't need any more kids, and overpopulation's a problem.
Dude, yeah.
But then he was like,
it's like a Maddox take.
But then he's always like, you know how you go on the plane and there's never an open seat next to you on the plane now because it's like,
fuck off.
How is this? Of all the things you could have said about overpopulation. I know he's trying to make it funny. I think he failed, but also he has these like very weird like observational things that he tries to tie into larger points about the world.
Right.
He also just hit. I guess he didn't really in this episode, but he just hits the atheism thing so hard.
Yeah. Which
they could be talking about like parking enforcement in L.A. and he'll have some take.
That felt a lot more necessary in like when I was into it, like 2005, 2004, when like it's funny how much they fell off the like. Religious right, because like under Bush, it felt like they had like total command.
Well,
because
that was because he was a evangelical person.
And
now they can't pretend that they're in power.
Yeah. So and it feels like they fell off, and also like the fact that they backed Donald Trump. It's like everyone sees how nakedly like hypocritical.
I mean, I regularly rewatch Religulous.
Oh, so you're from Islam? What do you believe in? A flying spaghetti monster? Dun, 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 dun. I wish Larry Charles had just worked in a Borat cameo in the middle of Religulous. So I believe in the...
Man.
Was it We Worship the Hook?
Dude, I saw... I hate just like shitting on another comedian, I guess, but... I just saw some of his new special, Bill Maher special, when I was visiting my mom.
You've been watching a lot of Bill Maher, Andrew.
Dude, and he did a live special, which is already weird, but one of his bits was all about Trump, obviously. One of his bits was like, the punchline basically was that Trump had a micro penis. And I was just like, I can't imagine a less interesting, let alone unfunny take on the presidency.
It's funny that got its way into a special.
Like that he like was working that out on the road.
Yeah, that's bad for a nightly episode.
I mean, his special. I mean, that's the other thing is his fan base is so awful. I mean, they're just.
That's my biggest problem with the show. Is I think the idea of the show is I think it's like it's cool that he's there, and I like that he has people of all different like. But that audience just applauses all the fucking every single liberal talk. That's what I can't stand.
Here's how you watch Bill Maher. You skip the jokes at the beginning, you watch the interview, and then you watch the panel, and then you skip the new rules, and then you watch his monologue at the end.
The new rules are bizarre. If you want to see the best acting, they should give the Oscar to the people who are cracking up at his new rules because they know a camera's on. Like,
it's also
Ta-Nehisi Coates does not love the new rules.
A thing that has always been funny to me about Bill Maher is like he's very dirty in the new rules. Like he'll do like jokes about getting a blowjob and like coming on a woman's face, and then they'll cut to a U.S. House representative from Oklahoma, and he has to be like,
John Bolton's like, he went there. Oh, he went there.
Yeah, like the former Secretary of the Interior has to act like this is what he's used to hearing.
Yeah.
I will say, if the president was on, he'd love those jokes.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. Sarah Palin blew you? That's good. That's good comedy. He was on Stern all the time, Trump.
Oh, man.
He was like a regular.
Yeah. Well...
Anyway, but back to Maher. I wanted to I have one more point about the special thing. Because do you just get to a certain point in fame where you only run your special like one time? Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like all these celebrities, I never see them. Like, we're in New York and L.A. Like, I see these celebrities come out with specials. I never see them on any like local lineups, and sometimes I don't even see them tour. Like,
I know Bill Maher does some.
Dude, he does Vegas
dates.
like every other weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, he's at a point where like he can't. His fan base is such a specific thing.
Right.
Like, he can't go up there and talk about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like, he has to talk about the Mueller report for 45 minutes.
I actually saw him live in the heat of my Bill Maher fandom in like 2010, and it was just like commentary.
I saw an episode. I went to a taping of Bill Maher many years ago.
Oh no, I saw a stand-up.
Oh, stand up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it good?
No. It was poor. I think it was a lot of nodding and not a lot of
Yeah,
laughing.
yeah.
And this was like when I was like a real.
Dude.
This is when I was like loved Michael Moore. That's like how
Yeah.
liberal.
I mean, one thing I do enjoy about even his shitty jokes at the beginning of each show is that he does jokes about shit that other people haven't written jokes about. At least not. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
late night hosts have, but it's just more deeply political than.
Yeah,
anywhere
yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
why the panel is interesting.
Yeah, it always is.
Yeah.
Especially when they have like someone
Some
who
good-
can when they're challenging.
Dude, you
each
get like
other.
a David Frum. You get like a smart Republican, like
Yeah.
a William Crystal or David Frum on there.
That's
It's
great.
Yeah.
primo.
Yeah. A Ben Shapiro.
Man, I did. That
Bill
I
is-
wonder
Maher?
if Ben Shapiro has been on there.
Yeah,
Well,
I bet he'd be good on there. He's good on camera.
Man.
It's the most punchable.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Voice.
I am wearing a dirty diaper. Okay. I need it.
I really have not watched a video of Ben Shapiro. I try to keep him out
It's
of
a
my
lot of
life.
this. It's a lot of like, look, I agree with this, but leftists will tell you this, and that's just besides the point. That's not how it works in a society. Okay. It's a lot of like slant logic and like Ben Shapiro's one. He's a guy that's like it's weird because like sometimes in interviews and stuff I could be like I don't agree with him, but it's like he just talked to Andrew Yang and I was like, oh, that's like just an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
But then I'll listen to some of his show and it's just all like making old people like fearful and angry. Like they're coming for you. They're coming for like that shit. And it's like, which one is it, Ben? It's like it's that grifter shit kind of. There's a little grifter in Ben Shapiro, I think. I don't think he's full on grifter like a lot of like leftists try and say or whatever, or like people who hate him. But there is definitely that element.
It doesn't feel like he's operating in good faith.
No. If he's
Feels
trying
like
to take you
win.
down,
He's trying to win.
I mean,
like,
are
the
any-
Ilhan Omar shit or whatever. That's like so like you spend 8 out of 10 episodes of your podcast talking about PC culture, and then you get mad at her because of like some like a subtext that you're completely reading into this.
I do think that's true of a lot of the people that are super anti-PC and talk about like especially like the alt-right, where I feel like they're the most sensitive people.
Oh yeah, the alt-right loves shutting people down and bullying people and getting people banned and stuff. I mean, it's a horseshoe. It's the fucking horseshoe theory.
Yeah.
Not like me, the perfect man with all the right opinions, who holds fast in his love of the First Amendment and all other amendments.
Robbie's reading off a script right now.
Hold on. All right, I'm not going to read to you the final monologue from Lincoln.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, I thought we have 15 minutes left. I'm just going to go through the trending topics real quick because or whatever, because hey, this has been a good discussion. We went off on a lot of
Fantastic.
we zigged and zagged. You get us 3 in a room.
Oh yeah.
It's a corker. It's a Bob Corker.
okay.
Anyone else standing Lincoln Chaffee? If there's any Lincoln Chaffee stands who are listening, I love you, and I agree. I'm a chaff
Oh
head.
man.
Nice.
Rest in peace, Lincoln. I know he's still alive. But...
He was really coasting on his name being Lincoln. Lincoln Chappie, is that anything?
Oh boy.
Beep boop. Nobody remembers me from the debates. It's weird that it felt like the Democratic debates. There was like 3 people on stage the whole time, right? It was like Hillary, Bernie, and Lincoln Chaffee, right?
Yeah.
And
Jim
that was
Webb.
it.
Yeah, what about O'Malley or whatever?
Martin O'Malley and Jim Webb.
Okay, so it was like 3 complete jokes, and Hillary and Bernie are.
Those debates are going to be amazing.
Get
this
caught in
time.
the web, Jim Webb.
The debates are going to be amazing this time because
So many fucking people,
there's going to
dude.
be 20 people.
And this is why I kind of think Biden has it in the bag. I don't think Bernie people are for any of those other people. I think Biden's support is very evenly divided among all those other people.
You really think Biden has it in the bag?
I think if Kamala drops out, all those people go to Biden.
I could still see like a Buttigieg or a Beto catching on.
You think so? I feel like Beto's kind of sputtering.
I mean, he's not doing great right now, but it's also just so early.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't want to be doing great right now.
No.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Buttigieg is going to be the story that. Remember when he was super popular?
I
and
mean,
then
Howard.
now he's
yeah.
not,
I mean, you don't
yeah.
want to be Howard Dean, who was like leading the polls for all of.
Yeah,
the
Democrats
year.
are a
Well,
lot.
something else happened during.
Yeah, but he was already.
There we go, Robbie. Thank you.
Oh man,
It's so funny that got him like Trump versus what Howard Dean did is so funny that
Yeah.
that's what oh, he screamed his and it wasn't he screamed, he just had they just didn't mic the crowd.
Yeah,
Because I bet
exactly.
the crowd was going crazy.
Dude, I mean, I think this is what I've been thinking. Like, it's just who can get the most amount of people the most excited. So Obama was great at that.
Yeah.
Trump was great at that. Who of these Democrats I don't fucking Bernie, man.
Yeah, he definitely has the most
I mean,
enthusiastic fan base, but I think they'd fall in line behind Bernie if he got nominated, and I think he's honestly the front runner right now. But I think my thing is I feel like Bernie doesn't appeal to a lot of like boomers and like centrist Democrats, and they're all just gonna fall behind. Like if people drop out, I really think that all those.
I also think like people, especially like our age, were so spoiled by Obama, where we're like, the average election doesn't have a Barack Obama like, speaker.
Oh, one of the most charismatic people. Feels like Democrats are just...
like it's usually Bob Dole. If you look throughout history, that's the nominee.
Look, man, I get inspired by Dole, man. That hand thing.
Oh well, yeah.
We don't have to break. How is he still alive?
Is he still alive?
Isn't he still alive? Or
I think he is alive.
Oh,
And
wow.
I think he doesn't like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I don't think almost any former Republican politician.
No former president likes it.
How much money would you guys pay to a charity if you could get Hillary Clinton to run for president again?
Oh my god!
If I knew a Democrat was going to lose anyway, I would want Hillary to run
I
again.
would pay her so much money to run again, dude.
I'm just running again.
Hillary.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? They call it trumped up trickle down economics.
But I think like Obama was so cool that we forgot that most politicians are extremely lame.
And that's the problem. Is like,
I mean, that's their job basically, is to be as banal as possible so that they can appeal to the most people.
I think the problem is now I mean, maybe it's just we're in the fog of Trump and we just think everything's going to be like it too. But it just feels like whoever's the most
an orange fog.
Yeah, we call it Cheetosis, folks.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We're only trying to wind down here, Andrew.
This thing's just heating up.
Oh, Caudill's going, baby. Should have paid for 2 hours. But, the orange fuck. It's just going to be whoever's best on TV and who can, who does the best, like, Twitter. Like, that guy.
And that's the other thing. The internet is making it more about that.
Yeah.
So, and even since, like, you think Bill Clinton, super charismatic. W, pretty charismatic. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
Obama, Trump, it's just going to keep going.
Yeah. Well, that's the
thing.
The
last lame president was Bush Sr., maybe.
Yeah, because no one gets attention for fucking policy. I mean, maybe they never did, but it just feels like so much more of just like, how can you say the most incendiary thing that'll get you clipped on social media and spread around a bunch? Like that guy Andrew Gillum in Florida or whatever like that. Like, I don't know anything about. The only thing I knew about him was when he just called that guy a racist on a debate or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, that was a cool thing, but it's like that's the only reason I paid attention to him, and that's probably going to be the.
Well, that's the only reason why I don't think Biden is going to. Is I don't think Biden's going to win. Yeah. It's like he has no. Does he even have social media?
Dude, did you see his apology video? Was like this vertical, grainy cell phone video. It's like, did you hire somebody? And
Trump's
I did see
that. That was insane. Trump tweeted out that video with like a fake Biden, like.
But that video itself, it was like you look so old and clueless. Yeah. It's like you should have someone with a nice camera.
He doesn't realize you got to do a screenshot of the Notes app. That's how the celebrities apologize. Yeah. He should have just done Louis' apology, like the exact one. These stories are true. I will now. You know what? He should have done Spacey's apology, where he's like at the end. He's
in
just
character.
Like, I choose now to live my life as a gay man. I wanted Louis to do that too.
Well, I'm glad we finally got to Louis because that's what Andrew was chomping at the bit to get. I was like, all right, Andrew.
Andrew, what's your take?
I'll actually read the Mueller report
on record. Can you go on record? Can we go through all the incidents and how you feel about it, and his shows, and if you think he should be performing still?
When should he come back, dude?
Yeah, and we're not going to answer these questions. This is you're the guest, so you should have the floor.
Maybe he'll do a third-party run, Louis.
So I'm fucking running, I guess. I'm running in your cunt. That's where I'm running. I'm running to be nominated for your cunt in your fucking ass.
What a wild man. That would be tough in the if you just looked at your ballot and it said Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, and Louis C.K.
Well, a comedian just won in fucking Ukraine.
Yeah, that seems to happen in Europe. Like comedians will just win.
Well, it's funny that they elected a comedian after we elected a clown.
Yeah, it was also that one Robin Williams movie.
Oh yeah, Head of State.
Rest in peace.
Oh yes, thank you. Yes. Oh yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. But I feel like
comedians. I love comedy and comedians, but comedians should not be heads of state.
Well, I was reading he just played the president on TV, and I saw an interview with someone who's like, "Well, I believe he can be as good as he is on TV in the show." Jesus. It's like we elected Julia Louis-Dreyfus because Veep is good. I mean, I guess we elected fucking Trump. So
dude, Reagan, man, he wasn't a comedian, but
Yeah, well, at least Reagan like ramped up, like he was like
That's true.
governor and the head of the union.
But I'm just like, I don't want to. No, again, I can't think of any comedian that would be
Yeah.
a good president.
My Republican friend red pilled me on that voting is bad because you just get like these populist candidates like Bolsonaro and like the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of low information voters that just go for flashy candidates.
Wait, so you're saying voting is bad now?
No, I'm kidding about that.
Come on, Robbie.
But maybe it should be hard to
I'm gonna
vote.
flip this table over.
I mean, Sanjaya, they like voted for him.
Jesus. I
He
didn't realize
sucked.
we'd get a Sanjaya reference.
All right.
Who is Sanjay?
American Idol season 5.
Oh
This
my
is a 13-year-old
gosh.
reference.
I'm taking the cans off.
All right, I'm gonna go through the trending topics real quick.
Sure.
Let's see how this goes. Game of Thrones. I don't watch it.
Neither do I.
All right, moving on. Oh yeah, I wrote down. I feel left out. Feels like that's the last show everyone talks about, and I don't watch
Yeah.
it. No, there's no shows that like everyone talks about anymore, right? Remember like Seinfeld
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
I
this
remember
is it.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
or like 9/11.
Oh yeah. no.
Everyone
That
was-
got a lot of coverage.
Yeah, that was a big water cooler. On Easter, #Zombie Jesus Day trended.
Jesus.
How is that still a joke? That's like a fucking. They did that joke on
Yeah.
middle school, and it's still trending on
Yeah.
Easter.
Well, everyone we went to middle school with has a Twitter now, so that's how that happens.
Yeah, it's like it feels like it just got grandfathered in from like 2003,
Yeah.
like 9/11.
Okay.
420, folks. How many doinks did we rip? Huh?
I don't even know.
I've never heard the term doink
Yeah.
used to
Who
refer
hit
to
the bong?
weird.
Who hit that bong? Anybody?
I did
Edibles,
not.
droppers, THC,
No,
CBD.
God.
Are we sure Bill Barr isn't Steve Bannon in hilarious glasses?
Wait, is that a Twitter topic?
Well, Bill Barr was trending.
Okay.
It could have been Bill Burr. I might have misread it.
Sure. Bill Barr. Oh man.
What do we think about this guy?
I don't think highly of him. I feel like
I thought him and Robert Mueller were friends. I thought that was the narrative.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
They're
it's
buds, but
it's-
they're
it's so very clear. I mean, I mean, everyone has this opinion, but it's the basic. It's like so clear that he did not give a full reading to the report.
dude. But this is what I want to say about Mueller is like that whole report is weird. It's wishy-washy. And
Well, yeah, it's also
So-
weird that he
Yeah.
punted on it.
Yeah,
like
to
that.
Congress.
it kind of feels like he couldn't find anything for sure and tried to get something that would give the Democrats fodder.
Well, what's
if they
crazy
really
is
wanna
how
try to
much
impeach him.
evidence he has.
I think that's the spot on, Greg.
And
Yeah.
but we don't. But we don't have the the Senate, so it ain't gonna happen. So people will just be
Yeah.
pissed off.
Yeah, the Pod Say America guy's like, we need to impeach him now. It's like
That's stupid.
for-
Just try to win in 2020.
there's an election
man.
so soon, it's politically not advantageous to try to impeach him, and it's not going to fucking work. Cause
Dude, how great would it be if we impeached him and then he won in 2020 again?
that'd be so.
Well,
Which
I think
Folks, we did it.
I think the idea.
They said it couldn't be done. He'd be bragging about how he was impeached. I swear to God, he would tell you he was like, "Oh, I was impeached and I still won.
Yeah.
That's how good I am at winning."
I have like I mean, I was a kid, but I have a very vague memory of Clinton's impeachment trial. And I
Yeah.
think it's pretty funny how the Chief Justice, when they do that in the Senate, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court presides over it.
Yeah.
And just is wearing a robe while all these, like, it
The
was just
Senate?
very weird. Yeah, like when Clinton was impeached, they had a trial.
Right.
He won. I mean, he got acquitted.
Right.
But William Rehnquist was like in his robe, just in the Senate, like presiding over it. It
Yeah.
just feels goofy.
It feels the Supreme Court in general feels like archaic to me.
Oh yeah.
It's like lifetime appointments.
They don't
and
have. It's not televised.
They wear
or recorded.
robes. Yeah. They're all fucking old as shit. So like, they
Oh,
They
yeah.
just sit there and pose for that picture, and that's just the B-roll every time.
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah.
blinking.
It is. The Supreme Court feels weird to me, and like I think I don't know. What do you guys think? Term limits on justices? How do we feel?
That would probably
So
be
complicated. Due to Buttigieg's idea of having 10 justices selected by presidents, and then they would all unanimously approve 5 more,
Okay.
was interesting, I guess, because that would create like some sort of centrism.
FDR
Yeah.
tried to do the same thing. He tried to do the court packing. It might have been
Yeah.
a different proposal, but
Yeah.
did not
Yeah.
work for him. So
Yeah.
check that out, Buttigieg.
I'd pack his court. That guy was hot.
FDR.
Yeah.
Dude, there's like
he
a
did
thi-
fuck.
He,
Dude,
he died fucking.
He didn't die fucking.
Well, he was in his mistress.
He's with his
Yeah.
There was something on.
Sorry to.
There's
not
I'm
not
happy. I'm
sand
just
you.
happy he got his nut off before.
I don't know if you told me. There's something on Twitter about how if you went by the popular vote, Democrats would have like the Supreme Court would be like 8-1. Liberal
Yeah.
or
Well,
something.
Democrats would just, if it was popular vote, Democrats would win every time. Because
Yeah.
all politicians would have to do is just campaign in urban centers, and it would outnumber like the whole which is very liberal, and it would outnumber the rest of the
Yeah, I mean,
country.
there's that movement right now. A lot of states are they're passing things to
Yeah.
get the.
Dude, I think that'd be a great Democratic huge like legislative thing for like the next Democratic
Yeah, I
president.
mean,
is
that'd be-
eliminate
yeah.
that fucking bullshit.
Such
electoral
a
college.
dumb idea. But anyways.
Yeah. So Andrew, I also wanted to talk a little bit before we go. We used to run a show called Lip Service.
Sure.
Uh,
Back in Santa Monica, California.
yeah, we had
starting
Damon Wayans on one time.
We sure did.
Any memories we want to reminisce about?
I remember him not registering that I was in the room. I remember that he showed up to the show, an hour late?
Oh, was it an hour?
Well, remember, I mean,
I remember I talked to him in the green room for a long time afterwards about women,
But
and he was laying down some like.
my memory of him, I mean, it was a surreal thing, but my memory of him was that he did 40 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
on
to
a
like
show,
8 people.
On a show that we usually gave the comics 8 to 10, he did 40.
Yeah.
And also that he just seemed very bitter. Like he wasn't. I don't know. He seemed to be doing stand up to complain about people that had like wronged him.
Oh,
more.
really?
You don't sound very grateful for.
I was kind of
to the celebrity
I was
that
the
you had on your
opposite. I was
show,
like
Andrew.
super starstruck the whole time. I was like, I can't believe Blank Man is doing my
I'm
show.
so
Shit all over
Damon, if
Damon
you're out
Wayans
there,
like that, dude.
if you're out there,
What
I'd
the
love,
hell, man?
I'd love to open for you. I think
Yeah.
we'd be a good mix.
I mean, he's no
good
Kyle
match.
Everett.
Okay, that's a reference for literally just us, Robbie.
Uh,
Kyle Everett, rest in peace. But
it was at the West Side Comedy Theater, and we got canceled and replaced by like what karaoke was it?
we got replaced by a nerd a trivia show where they literally just do trivia.
No, at first we were replaced by Andy Dick's show that got
That's true.
swiftly canceled, and I want to know
Yeah.
why.
I think I can guess.
Sexual harassment.
Andy Dick is like you can't Me Too him because there's just so many it's like
It's part of his
overwhelming.
brand,
yeah,
yeah.
it's part of his.
Yeah.
But I apologize, Damon. You seem like a good guy.
Yeah, so it's a mostly improv theater, and I just wanted to bring up how funny it was, like how just before our show, if we get there a little early, just the improv guys just slap each other on the back.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we fucking crushed it tonight,
I mean
guys.
that experience is what made me not like improv. The supportiveness is absurd.
It's
Compared to
disgusting.
stand-up, it's just how the green room would shift in mentality from
Yeah.
them to us was crazy. All right, so we have to wrap it up. Anything to plug?
Oh,
you got a new mic, right?
Yeah, Friday at 6 p.m. at the Creek in the Cave. Come to Comedians Who Know Each Other. It's my mic, and I also have a monthly show at Sola's Bar called Hucksters, and I'm on Twitter at Broccoli Greg. Check me out.
Barack Obama, guys.
If you're in the LA area, I host a show at the Wino Vino Wine Bar in Atwater Village called Good Dudes once a month. Second Saturday of every month. Again, if you're just happen to be in the area, stop by. And I am at Andrew Caudill on Twitter.
Good tweets, gotta say.
Oh, thanks, man.
Great tweets. And yeah, I'm at Robbie Goodwin. Check out my roast battles on YouTube. And yeah. Yeah, I've been on other podcasts. I was on this podcast called The Coward Hour, which is run by 2 autistic men, and I really had a great time. So check that out. That was a good one. All right. Hey, this is the first episode of Group Chat, and thank you for listening.
Thanks, man.
I love you.